feel very lonely. I don't know why I'm doing this by myself. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What do we do? I am back to traveling. I made it to Laos, back to Asia, but drum roll, I'm not alone anymore. Look who joined me. It's my boyfriend. So we both made it to Laos. This was not planned, like I didn't know that, well, I was kind of hoping that this was gonna turn out the way it turned out. So basically, if you've watched my last video, I gave you guys an introduction on him. He's been in multiple videos, but I wanted you guys to get to know my boyfriend. And in the video we talked about, well, he talked about the fact that he's currently going through a burnout, and we thought that it would be a good idea for him to get out of the Netherlands, out of his room,
his safe space.
step on a plane and join me for my travels. But yeah, do you want to tell them how you got here?
By airplane. I told you guys that I was in a burnout and everything was a bit, well, it's kind of a mess everywhere. So in the end I decided to quit my job and to join Romee on her travels. I found out in a certain period that, well, me and my employer are not a suitable fit anymore. I think I've outgrown the company, and I wanted to try something new, something else. I mean, I loved the work I did and the people I've met at my workplace. They are amazing people. So I'm gonna search for a new job when we get back.
You actually made a good situation out of a shitty situation.
Yeah, this was like, well, I am in a terrible place, or not so good place, and I want to recover. And the best way, in my opinion, to do that is going somewhere else, somewhere unfamiliar, doing stuff you never done before, and just try things out.
Seek discomfort.
Yes, the word, that's your favorite word, right? That's your way of living, discomfort. I'm happy I've made this decision to travel. We're currently in Laos and we're experiencing the food, the people, the things to do. So yeah, I am happy.
I think it was time for you to get out too.
Oh yeah.
Because you've been constantly working for 3 years straight on.
That was my routine, so yeah.
And life is not all about work.
That is correct. Nothing to say. So some of you guys asked the question about the burnout and how it is, or how I know I have a burnout. So yeah, it's medically diagnosed. So there was a professional that said to me, well, you're ticking all the boxes, you have a burnout. And if you continue going on with what you're doing right now, you probably won't be able to work for a few years. And some of you guys asked about what were the signs. So in hindsight, those were very, very explicit and clear to me. The first one in which you start is you're constantly busy in your head. You're always trying to figure stuff out outside of your work. You are fixing problems during your day, during the night, and the cycle keeps on going, and there's no end. So you're solving puzzles that don't need to be solved. Times you don't work. So you're overworking your problem solving. That was my first sign. The second sign was the lack of emotional connection or drive. So you're more passive about stuff. You're like, oh, I'll wait it out, or I don't want to do this. So you're postponing everything you can.
And this is not only about work. This is also about personal life.
Yeah. So I was pushing people away, just doing my own stuff, keeping my own bubble, and little to no emotional connection to anyone, actually. So you're just going on through your day and just not caring or not want to share information. So she noticed. Another good sign is, and this one was getting even worse near the end, is you're exhausted, and it starts with, oh, I have an off day, and you think it will be over. And the longer you continue doing that, it gets worse. I would finish my work day, go back home, go get my dinner, go to bed, fall asleep, rinse and repeat. So I was like sleeping, working, eating, sleeping, and that's it. And it gets worse every single day. Oh, and the other one is, well, if you don't enjoy things you normally enjoy, it's also pretty bad. I mean, I love swimming and I love to do stuff outside, and in the end, I didn't do any of those. So Romee helped me, gave me a push on the bike. She pushed me outside, go bike, go boxing, and actually, even if you don't feel like it, it's very healthy to do because you gain energy by doing it because your body and mind remembers this is actually quite fun, even though your whole system says nope, I don't want to do it. All these signs are noticeable, and if you're stubborn like me and you like to push yourself every time, like I used to do in sports, etc., you are at risk of getting a burnout, or at higher risk of getting a burnout, because you ignore the signs for a very long time. If you guys have any of those signs, please tell someone around you to help you out, because it's absolutely terrible if you keep dragging it on, and if you go on for too long, it will take years.
There are people out there willing to help you. So tell a friend, tell a family member if you feel like you can't do it alone. Find professional help, because that's also very, very important. Also, little disclaimer, the fact that he's traveling with me right now doesn't mean that traveling is gonna solve his problem. He thought it was just a good idea to get out of that cycle that he was in for the past years. But as soon as we get back, we're gonna pick up where we left off, and that's still going to therapy.
Yep.
And that's still working on himself, ourselves. Traveling is not gonna solve the problem at all.
It's about gaining a peaceful state of mind.
And we think that this situation that we're in right now, this journey that we're gonna go for, is gonna help significantly in his process, and also his therapist agrees. So
Yeah, she almost fell out of her chair. It's like, you're gonna do that already? Okay, I thought it would take a few months, but good on you.
yeah, and she mostly meant like quitting his job, because his job always meant so much to him. So she was surprised to see that he was making such big steps in such a short time. So
Overvaluing work at the cost of your own life. So
is never good. So that's what brought us here. We've been in Laos for a little over, not exactly a week now. We've had food poisoning.
Yes.
We've had good food too, though.
Yeah.
We've stayed at pretty places. We're currently in Luang Prabang, and we're actually staying in a very, very nice hostel. It's super cheap here, so that's been very nice. He's been very surprised at how much everything costs in a day.
It's ridiculous. It's like for $10 you're set
For the entire day.
for the entire day.
So we landed in Vientiane, which is the capital of Laos. We stayed there for 3 nights just to, relax, because we had like 21-hour flight to here, because there are no direct flights to Laos, and this was also the cheapest flight that we could get. We went to the Buddha Park, roamed around the food festival that was going on at that time, which we were very lucky to witness, which was very good. We're currently at Lao Food Festival, which I don't think is here all year because it's a food festival. So I think we're very lucky to be here right now. They have lots of food, and I think kilometers long of a market, and things for the kids. You like it? Is the spice kicking in already?
Yes.
Tired.
Already?
Yes. We then went to Vang Vieng, which is a great little town, little party town too, if you love to party. We didn't really party much because I was mostly sick, but we did tubing.
You scratched your ass on the bottom of the river. Yes.
Yes.
And I left you there.
Yes, I have some footage on that actually. While I was tubing, he was on his way to
I'm-
do the paramotoring. Paramotoring.
I believe it's that. Yeah.
I feel very lonely. I don't know why I'm doing this by myself. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What do we do? Ow. That's a rock. That was a rock on my ass. And I'm stuck on another rock. So the reason I'm doing this alone is because Jeffrey didn't mind to ask how long this... Woo! What the activity consisted out of. So he just thought we were getting a tube and that we would go to the river by ourselves. But instead, we both got a tube and we got sent out of town. And now we have to tube back, or I have to tube back to town, which takes about 3 hours. He didn't have 3 hours. He had... And now I'm legitimately stuck. He had an hour and a half. So he got a bike ride back. I'm literally sitting on a rock right now. So you had to find a ride from the streets, do a little lifting, and I think he got a bike ride, motorbike ride back with the tube. He delivered the tube. Oh gosh, they're stuck. Oh god, they're really, really, really big rocks coming. I don't want to do this. Why? I'm either gonna break this tube. I did it. I did stretch my ankle though. Oh my god. Jeffrey, I thank you for letting me go alone. Oh my god. I'm still alive. And mind you, Jeffrey has the GoPro. I have my iPhone. Watch me lose my iPhone. And you guys will never see the footage. Oh. The view is pretty though. 10 out of 10. Oh my god. Woo. I made it. I'm soaking wet. I just got a message from Jeffrey that he is the first upcoming person in the paraglider thingy. I am so cold. Look at my chicken skin. I could use a shower or a drink or two. We arrived in Luang Prabang today. We're only here for one night because after Luang Prabang we're heading to the north up north more to go to the Gibbon experience, which I think we'll be doing a separate video on because I feel like
It's gonna be
that's
amazing.
gonna be amazing. So basically we're gonna do 2.5 weeks of Laos, so we have a little over a week left. Then we're flying to Malaysia, where we're gonna meet up with my parents, where we're gonna stay for a little over 2 weeks. And then after Malaysia, we're flying to New Zealand. Well, we're actually flying to Singapore. So we have like a day at the airport, which I think is going to be cool because I heard that the airport in Singapore is really cool to explore.
Oh, nice.
So we have a day there. And then we go to New Zealand and we're going to visit one of my good friends, Vanessa. She lives there with her husband now. And we're going to stay in New Zealand for a month. We're going to road trip there, which I'm very excited about. I've been there 2 times now, so I'm very, very, very excited to show him where I've lived and what I've seen before. And then after New Zealand, we're going to Japan. We're going to Japan because that was initially his trip that he wanted to do as soon as Corona started, so he couldn't go on his trip. And we're going to do 3 weeks of Japan. Then we're flying to South Korea, where we'll be celebrating my birthday. And we're going to be staying there for 5 days. Then I'll be flying to Dubai to meet up with friends. And he's going to fly to London to meet up with a friend.
Yeah.
And then after Dubai, it's going to be like 4 days of Dubai. I'm flying over to London to pick him up, to pick him and his friend up. And then we'll fly back to the Netherlands. And that will be it. So we have a lot of exciting things planned. It's going to be like 3 months worth of traveling, which I'm very excited for. And we're going to do it together. So yeah, if you want to continue on following our journey, we're going to be posting videos. I'm more active on my Instagram, so if you want to check out my Instagram, it's @Romee. You'll see a lot more day-to-day things that we're doing. If you have some recommendations for the countries that we're going to, please let us know. Especially Malaysia, Japan, South Korea, Dubai. That'd be great. London too, because he's been to London, but only for the Olympics, so he's never really seen London. So if you have any recommendations, please comment down below.
It's gonna be an amazing journey.
It's gonna be an amazing journey. We're gonna log off. We're gonna go back to the historic center, I think, for some dinner, because it's 5:30.
Night market.
Night market. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn your notification bell on so you know whenever there is a new video. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.